Episode 14, Eyes on Podium podcast. We are here live in the flesh. I am HB the Realtor, and I'm joined here by my brothers. Coach,
Stop
say
telling
hello
people
to
I'm
the
your brother.
people.
I told you about that. Please
Oh
stop
my
telling people
gosh.
that.
Good job, Coach Chris. I hope my boy Henny get rid of this sign. But
Me
again,
too.
The
as
people
always,
love it.
oh my God, bro, can I speak?
Let's get into it.
No,
Play my music.
As always, excited to have you guys tuned into the Eyes on Podium podcast. Now I'm gonna pass it to my brother Tone. You can skip Henny for real.
What's up, guys? You're locked in with Tone, and it's showtime. We got a show for you guys tonight.
Woo!
I'm gonna pass it
All right,
to
let's get.
Henny.
Sorry, I got too
Let's
hyped.
Let's just get into it.
Yeah,
let's
let's
just
just
get into it. Yeah, skip him. Let's get into it.
yeah, let's skip Henny because Henny, how was your weekend?
You gonna act-
It doesn't matter.
Catch me out in traffic, keep it curry when I'm closing up. No one should be talking, keep your eyes on the podium. No one should be talking, yeah, eyes on podium.
We are here. They're saying the Knicks lost out on Donovan Mitchell. Did
Who?
they?
Point him out.
Did they?
What's it? Who? Who said it? Point
Did
him
they?
out. Point him out.
Did they?
Who said that? We ain't lose out.
What you thinking, Chris? Knicks lose out on Donovan Mitchell?
Nah, absolutely not. I mean, our last
Absolutely
episode.
not.
Nah, you know why? It's actually because of what you said to me. You
Okay.
know, it all depended on if they were going to build with RJ Barrett alongside Donovan Mitchell, and if they were, I just didn't see the pair working out together because you have brought a really good point to me. You said that they were both two inefficient scorers, and it was like there wasn't going to be enough shots to go around for two inefficient scorers. So I felt like one of them was going to have to take the back seat and struggle. And I feel like it's a little too early in RJ's career to have to literally take a step back at this point, you know, to take a step back and try to figure out other roles and responsibilities on a team. I feel like this is his time to grow into that player to be that guy. So I just didn't really see the Donovan Mitchell pairing working. So
Yeah.
I think this works out better for the Knicks. I feel like they still have the young core. I feel like the Knicks have a future to look forward to. They still have have their picks. I feel like work what you got right now. You know, you just acquired Jalen Brunson. I feel like the Knicks could make a little bit of noise this year. I feel like they have a chance to make some noise. I feel like build what you got and see it through. I don't know. How you feel, Tone? How you feeling?
Listen, Leon Rose's new name is Leon the Don. I think the Knicks made a good decision, not giving up their assets for Donovan Mitchell. Right, Donovan Mitchell doesn't impact winning as much as what the Jazz were asking for him. Right. Danny Ainge was selling him like he was a superstar. I think we all agree that he's a star. He's not a superstar. He doesn't warrant that type of package that he was asking for from the Knicks. So I'm just proud. I'm proud that the Knicks was able to stick to their guns and keep it together. For New York fans, what I would be proud of, if you're a New York fan, is, you know, one of the first times we weren't starstruck by a name, and you could see that Leon the Don is working on culture. He's trying to build a culture in New York, and I think it starts by making these type of moves, keep your young players,
Right.
and continue to build through the draft and develop. So Leon the Don definitely gets an A+ from me.
A+. What do you think, Henny? What you? How you looking at this? Because you know they saying like, yo, you know Stephen A. Smith is gonna be going crazy.
Right.
First take.
Yeah. Nobody's watching that. They're watching this. First
The
of
eyes on the
all,
podium.
the Knicks didn't lose out. The trade was five picks.
3 unprotected and 2 pick swaps.
And 2 pick swaps. That's a lot. That's a lot, especially
and the Sexton sign and trade.
Right. That's that, especially for Donovan. That's a lot, and I'm so happy that we get to keep our young players,
Yeah.
Build them up. We got our pick. I still love our Pistons pick, and I still love our Wizards pick. I don't think they're going to be good this year, and I think those picks are going to be ours. They're lottery protected, and I think those two picks are definitely going to be ours.
No, wait, it's lottery protected the other way though. So it's if it falls in those range, they get it.
They get it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they have to succeed.
Yeah. So yeah, if they play well,
Okay.
and the picks
they
will
get it.
fall.
Okay.
Yeah. And if
All right.
they continue
Now I'm a
to
little worried.
suck, if they continue to suck, it then conveys into 2 second-round picks.
Second round picks. Okay. Now I'm a little worried about that. But still, we still have our young core, which is great.
Right.
We're building something. Leon the Don is really doing something. Was it 3 years ago? We we would have pulled that trigger.
Definitely.
It would look like a shootout, man.
Definitely.
We would have definitely Mitchell would have been as soon as one rumor Donovan Mitchell, we would have had him. We would have had him. We would have had him. And I'm happy we didn't sell high on Donovan Mitchell. I don't think he's worth it. Maybe down the line, maybe, but as of right now, his resume doesn't warrant 3 unprotected.
I agree.
And players. So I feel like we did good. We ain't lose out. There's always next year. We got a point guard. We addressed one issue, and we'll go from there.
Building steps. You gotta take these steps one at a time, man. Like
Also, sorry
ahead.
to cut you off. Also, this is the
not sorry.
first time in a while. This is the first time in a while where it seems like we're moving forward instead of moving laterally. Like we actually have a direction. We actually know where we're going.
Yep.
A lot of the years before, we were just signing people, having no direction. Now we're moving up. We're building.
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, a lot of the players that played a bunch of minutes last season, are not here. So it's opening up room for the young players to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we'll talk about RJ signing later, but you know, I think we're really looking for RJ to take that next step. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's 21, 22, he's super young. You know what I mean? And they wanted to include RJ in this trade. I wouldn't have done that. You know, I know, again, a lot of people are upset. They're like, yo, we really wanted Donovan Mitchell. You know, just get the players on
At
the
what
team.
cost?
Yeah,
At what cost?
I mean, how does it? What's that phrase? What's that saying? Like, you'll gain the world and lose your soul. Like, it doesn't make sense, you know. And again, I'm glad Dolan didn't get into it, because if you know Dolan would have stepped into it.
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell would have been on this team. We would have had no picks and Donovan Mitchell.
He would have gave him more, 7 picks or something like that, something crazy.
Go ahead, Tom.
Henny has said that, you know, it seems like the Knicks are moving. They got a clear direction. They're moving forward. I disagree. I still don't know what their direction is. I just think it was safer for them to hold on to assets, because maybe they get lucky in the draft, or maybe someone like Zion Williams asked for a trade out of New Orleans. You know, him and RJ are buddies, so they got the assets to go get those type of players now. But just something to keep on your radar. You know, I praise Leon the Don for not trading for Donovan Mitchell, because I don't think he's superstar status and warranted the package that the Jazz wanted.
Right.
But there's just some questionable decisions that Leon has been making. The fact that RJ was even offered for Donovan Mitchell is concerning, because the Jazz could have took that trade, and I think the Knicks would have been in a very bad situation.
They asked for RJ.
Yeah.
RJ was on the table.
Yeah, he was on the
table. No, they asked for him.
No.
They didn't offer.
RJ was on the table, and the Knicks didn't want to do the trade because they were asking for too much draft compensation. It
But
wasn't
you're
because
saying the
RJ.
fact that they was even willing to trade RJ is a problem.
Correct. That's a problem.
I agree. I totally agree.
That's a big problem. Like HB had mentioned before, signing guys like Burke and Noel to just get rid of them the following year is just not good executive moves. He drafted Obi over Tyler Halliburton in in Indiana. So Obi Toppin was drafted ahead of him. Another mistake in the draft.
Best available. Obi was best available.
Yeah, but it's a mistake if he's not gonna if Obi's not even going to play that much.
So you Randall had a breakout year.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying.
He was to replace Randall.
Can I finish?
Go ahead, finish.
Obi is on a short leash. Tibbs doesn't even really let him do anything. And Randall didn't have a great year last year. There's games that I saw the Knicks play where Obi comes in and injects the energy and the excitement in the building, and you will see the team start to turn around, and then coach takes them out.
Yeah, I have to make it one mistake.
I didn't know it was Coach Leon then. You said Leon's fault.
No, but I'm saying that Leon is
that's Leon's pick.
So Tibbs, that's Tibbs' guy. Tibbs is a win now coach, and I don't think that this team needs a developmental coach. Because win now is gonna have Derrick Rose in the game. It's gonna have Taj Gibson in the game. Alex Burke playing the point guard. It's just a lot of questionable moves that Leon has made. I'm proud of him with the Donovan Mitchell thing, but just something to keep your eyes on.
Man, I agree with that. Like it at this point, depending on what they do with Julius, this Obi Toppin draft is a failure. Cause you drafted in the lottery a rotational player come off the bench, right? Like I don't know. I don't think that's what you would spend your 8th pick doing. That's not what you would want to do. You want a player that's gonna play 30 minutes a game at least.
Right.
I mean, if you're not gonna play him, like what are we doing?
They went best available.
The best available was was Halliburton.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Clearly, if you redraft, that's the best available.
Yeah, now, but at the time, did you look at the stats?
Yeah, but we needed a point guard.
And we needed a point guard, correct?
Right.
You drafted Obi. You drafted Obi into a position where you had Julius Randle.
Now we just
but he had a breakout year.
Yeah, but we just spent $100 million on a point guard we could have drafted. I'll take Tyler today over Jalen Brunson.
Correct.
I would too.
Right.
I would too. But
so
I'm saying,
it's like still making up for your mistakes.
What it was. It's at the time it was the best available. It was definitely the best available.
You gotta choose. See, that's the thing, right? Is it best available or is it best available for your fit? Like for the fit, like is it your fit or the availability? Like
it was the best available.
You got it, but that's the problem.
Literally was the best play at that position.
Henny, ask yourself this: if he was the best available, he doesn't play at all. And Julius Randle and him play the same position, and Julius Randle had just got a max contract, so there was no expectation for him to come in and start over Julius Randle.
Well, Julius got the max contract after he got it after Obi's rookie year.
They were ready to let him go. It was ready to let him go. He had one more year left. All he had to do was play it out. Obi learns, and then he's ready. But he had a breakout year.
And then you paid him.
Right. Yeah, because he had a breakout year. So things change.
Then what happens with Obi? What are we doing?
You figure it out.
So this is why I'm saying, right? With all of that, this is why I'm saying that pick, if Obi's not in the starting lineup or whatever the case may be, playing 30 minutes, 28, even 25, it's a failure.
Yeah, that pick was a waste.
It's a waste.
Knowing what you know now, what would you do?
Pick Tyler. I would have drafted a point guard.
I'm not talking about now. Like you're in a new dilemma. He did not expect Randall to have a breakout year. So now that he did, he got a contract. He had one bad year. Now what do you do? They went and got a point guard to get the ball out of Randall's hill. No, they went and got this year. They went and got a point guard.
Or you wasn't talking about you?
Oh,
you,
no,
you
no.
skip
Yeah,
you skip the foul.
What you're
You
saying?
Yeah, he had. I said he had a bad year.
No, what
He
you're
had a
saying?
bad year, and you signed him to long term. You signed him to long term, so there's nothing you could do besides trade him. So what do you do?
that's
No,
what I'm
what you're
saying. That
saying is correct. It's just we have to make sure that we're holding our people accountable. It was a mistake. That's it. It was
I don't
a
think
very bad mistake, but
But
it was a mistake.
if Randall didn't have a breakout year, OB would be starting and Randall would have been somewhere else.
But even
Because
with
that was
OB,
their plan. That was a great plan. That was a great plan. I don't think it was a bad move.
even
at the
with
time.
OB starting, he's
Mhm.
not Halliburton.
You don't know that.
And
You
the Knicks-
you see what he did with the minutes. You don't
Hold on.
know that.
And the Knicks needed a point guard.
You don't know that. You
yeah,
see
no,
what
the,
he
Knicks-
did
we
when he
do
got
know
the
the Knicks
minutes?
needed a point
No,
guard.
we do know the Knicks needed a point guard.
Right. I agree. But they went best available. That was
Right,
their
which
plan.
wasn't a
This
good
is their
decision.
plan.
Which
That's the
wasn't a
whole
good
point.
decision. Yeah,
That
that's
wasn't
it.
a good
That
decision.
just wasn't a good decision.
And he addressed it by getting Jalen Brunson.
Right, we paid for it.
Right. He corrected his mistake, just like he got rid of Newell and Burke. He's
Mhm.
fixing mistakes. But what
Kemba.
I'm saying is that he
Kemba,
picked
yep.
what he thought was the best available player, and I think we all see that
Which he got
was.
for cheap.
Say it again.
Which he got for cheap because they would
And
have traded
hunted
for him.
and it hurted and you got it from cheap, right? But what you paid for was the development, the missed development, and quickly. That's what you paid for. Because the moment he was gone, quickly rocketed, right? And Tibbs kept saying, "I think I know why."
But
I know
it's a
why.
lot. It's a lot of things he's juggling. He has this coach that wins now. He has young players that are not necessarily in a win now position, and
They're not
they
developed
need
yet.
they need more development. So I think he's making moves based on both sides.
All right,
He's
so
playing in between. He's doing the things now. It may not pan out because the team is going different direction. But I feel like everything he's doing is in the interest of the team moving forward. It's not a backwards. I feel like these are good moves, and it's not backwards steps like the years before, like signing all them power forwards. One year we had 10 power forwards.
that's true.
You know,
That's true.
so it's hard. It's hard. See watching it. He's like, I got this win now coach who plays a certain style. Okay, let me draft this player. Okay, that's not working out. Let me get rid of these players. Get more picks. Let's see what happens with that. Give Tim maybe Tibbs get fired.
What are the Knicks missing right now? What are the Knicks missing to take them over that hump?
Just
In
development.
the right direction.
I'll tell you.
Just development, in my opinion.
In my opinion, the Knicks need this man who they just signed for 4 years, $120 million, to take the next step and be an all-star. That's what they need. They need RJ Barrett to be an all-star. Why? You chose RJ Barrett and not Donovan Mitchell. So you made that choice. Now RJ got to step up. Now that 30 mil a year for the next 4 years, it got to look like a bargain. It has to.
Yeah.
I need 2 all-stars in the next 4 years at least.
Yeah.
2 out of the next 4. I need that.
Because RJ wanted what? He wanted 185?
He wanted the 5 years, of course.
Reserve. I even take an injury reserve. I'll take that.
So RJ has to show out right now and show why he thinks he deserved more money from this contract. He needs to show that he is that kind of player and he is an all-star and he can take this team over the hump. This is that year for him.
What I would say though, right? What I would say is you know that he's gonna work, right? You know he's gonna work hard on his game. And that's one thing I do love about RJ Barrett is that he's gonna give it his all. He's gonna be in the gym, and that's what you want in
he's working
in a player.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you needed. That's what you need for your culture. You need someone who's going to lead, someone who's going to want to be in the gym first, who's going to want to be the last one to leave, who's going to work hard, who's going to get better every year, who's going to push their teammates. So RJ, he got to be that dude. He got to be the leader of the pack this year. Like he got to show up.
This
You know,
And this is like an area where I think I had mentioned it before. This is an opportunity for Leon to really take advantage. RJ has ties with players who are superstars, right? Him and Zion Williams went to school together.
True.
So being in New Orleans, if New Orleans doesn't start to work out, nobody wants to live in New Orleans. I'm sure Zion wouldn't mind coming to New York. New York has a great package that you can offer New Orleans.
No,
Pry
New
away a
Orleans.
superstar who's on a long-term contract now, just as Donovan Mitchell was. And now the Knicks are in a situation where there's no redundancy. They got a big man who's going to be able to support them in the interior, and they got guard play. So I think it's bigger than that. RJ's 120 it looks like it's going to be actually a bargain because the cap is supposed to go up in the next few years with the TV deals, and also 20 million of that contract is actually incentive based. So he has to hit certain incentives for him to even be able to get that back cap, similar to what they did with Julius Randle. So I think they got RJ for a great deal.
One thing too, I found out is, you remember how Ben Simmons couldn't trade for Brooklyn Nets couldn't trade for Donovan Mitchell because they had Ben Simmons on their team.
Right.
If Knicks would have traded for Donovan Mitchell, right? We can all agree that Donovan Mitchell would be a number 2, not the number 1. So they wouldn't be able to trade for another player in
the Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks wouldn't. If they traded from Donovan Mitchell, they can't trade for another player. Excuse me. Trade for another player that accepted a rookie max extension, right? So no D-Book, no Zion. You wouldn't be able to trade for him because you traded for Donovan. So as well as like Showtime called Leon the Don, like that's forward thinking too, because you got to think too, like, if I trade for a Donovan Mitchell, I can't even possibly get the next player that I may need. I can't pair him with another player in his elk.
You closing those doors.
You closing those doors.
Yeah.
No.
So that's another thing too. I love this RJ signing, bro. I love it. Being the first, he broke the Charlie Ward curse. You know what I mean? First Nick to sign an extension since 1999, first overall pick, first round pick. Sorry.
That's direction. That's direction, Tony.
I'm gonna be honest. I love this RJ signing too. I think the Knicks really need to start to prioritize the development of their players. Tibbs is just such a win now coach. It's not he's not that coach. He's not that coach who's going to be able to develop these guys into what they can really be. And he wasn't hired to do that. He was hired to come there and help that team win now.
Yeah. That's what I think. Win now team back when he first signed, and now it's a bunch of young players who just need help. And Tibbs, I don't think he teaches.
Because Tibbs playing for the 7th. I think that's too high at this point. But playing for a play-in, that's not Tibbs. That's not Tibbs. They need a coach who's gonna be developing and teaching these young guys in those experiences, so that like, okay, the Knicks was in the 8th seed last year. I know for a fact they're gonna be in the 6th and 5th seed next year, just based off of growth.
But I would ask.
I don't know, but that's Leon's guy, so that may be more difficult than you think.
So, do you think, what do you think? Do you feel like what did the Knicks do now? Like, you feel like they get rid of Tibbs because they wanted a young coach?
I think you got to consider it. You gotta know what every coach is good at. Tibbs is when I bring Tibbs into my organization, it's about winning right now, right? I think we all agree that the Knicks are not in a position to win now. And they made that very clear, not going to get Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan Mitchell would have made them better, not significantly better, but made them a little bit better to compete more.
Right.
But not doing that is like, okay, we want to develop our we want to develop our players, our young players. We want to build through the draft and continue to get assets.
Yeah.
And Tibbs is not that guy. He's never been that guy. He doesn't have a history of being that guy. We don't see Obi playing the way that he should play and quickly playing the way that he should play because historically he's not a guy who plays rookies. I think we all know that. So, it's just one of those things. Whereas, what is Tibbs really there for? He's not there to develop those guys.
You think,
I
Chris?
agree.
So I think it all depends on Tibbs' rotation this year. There's some room now for some more minutes. So let's see how he plays Obi this year. Let's see what he does with Fournier, with RJ. Let's see how he plays those guys like quickly Grimes. Let's see how he implements these guys into the rotation. Because I feel like at the end of the day, that's what it's gonna boil down to, how he plays these guys. So if he's gonna not play these players and the Knicks aren't winning, then you're gonna have to absolutely consider getting rid of Tibbs because you can't have this young core of players just riding the bench or getting 15, 20 minutes a game.
Right.
You're gonna have to these guys are gonna have to get at least 25 minutes a game, especially Obi, quickly, Grimes. He's gonna have to implement these guys into their rotation very early. So I think this will be a way things work for the Knicks. So I mean that's just the way you got to look at it. And if it doesn't work, Tibbs is just not going to be that guy that's going to last with the Knicks because.
But let me ask a question. So, when do you think Tibbs? When do Tibbs get fired? If he does it, if the Knicks miss the play-in, is he fired or does he get fired mid-season? Like,
it has to be by mid-season. It has to be by mid-season.
So you giving him by mid-season?
Yes.
Countdown. So we giving Tibbs a mid-season countdown.
I think so. Yes, you would definitely have to give him. You didn't make the playoffs last year. You got a point guard. You signed RJ. You have your core.
Right.
Mid-season. Like the Knicks have gotten better. Yeah. Without the Donovan Mitchell signing, the Knicks have still gotten better. So they have to improve next year. Things have to look better. Like again, they've opened up some minutes. Guys got to play. Guys that have played at the end of the season last year that were playing really well to end off the season. Those you got to be able to implement those guys into the rotation so you could get some production out of them.
Oh, Derrick Rose coming back.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. I'm okay. I'm okay with missing the play-in at the cost of Obi playing more minutes, Grimes playing minutes, quickly playing minutes. That I'm okay with, because if these guys are playing minutes, I highly doubt we're missing the play-in. So if that's what it takes for them to play, I'm okay with that. But if they do play and he gives them the right amount of minutes, he takes out Fournier when he's 0 for 50 and still playing 30 minutes a game, working on his management, then I'm okay with missing the play-in.
Talking about Evan Fournier, do you think he starts?
That's going to tell you how the season is going to go. Does he start the young legs or does he start the old legs? You'll know how that season goes.
But Evan Fournier is your best shooter, so I feel like he has to start.
He's our best shooter because he plays 30 minutes. He's getting the opportunity to be a best shooter. Let somebody else get the opportunity.
I think he's still overall your
I think Grimes. I
think
think
Grimes
Grimes is a better shooter. I think Grimes is a better shooter, but he's not getting the opportunity.
Grimes is a better.
Else get the opportunity.
I think Grimes is a better catch and shoot shooter, coming off a pin down or screens or whatever.
Fournier is a little more crafty. I agree. Fournier is a little more crafty with the ball.
Yeah, he can get his own shot.
I don't need that. He had to do that because we had no.
Grimes is a more all around better player than Fournier.
Yeah,
he's gonna give you more on the basketball court.
Yeah,
than Fournier is gonna give you.
Boy, could you imagine not trading for Donovan Mitchell because of RJ and Grimes, and Grimes don't even play that much?
I would be hurt. Then he has to go.
That would be a sad story.
Bro, we will riot You don't play the young boys this season, we're going to
They're not
riot.
even young no more. They're not even young no more.
You're right. Quickly
So
and
he has no
Obi,
reason.
third year. Grimes is going in second year.
They vets now.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So they have they have every reason to play. They have every reason to play. And I think Randall should have a good season this year now that he doesn't have to worry about playmaking. Not that he worried about it.
Absolutely.
Like it.
Absolutely though. I think that's the biggest thing for the Knicks too. Getting him off the ball and not being so ball dominant.
Yeah.
Put him in better situations.
It's going to open up so much more for him where he's going to be scoring and be like, damn, I was working so hard last year.
Yeah, he don't got to work.
That's what we want.
Your stars should not work hard for a bucket. No star works hard for a bucket.
Yeah. He was working way too hard.
Yeah. Working way too hard.
And missing.
I give Tibbs to the end of the year. I won't disrespect him. Let's say mid-year. He just won Coach of the Year 2 years ago. So I'll give him a little respect. That's Leon's guy, but
that's true. That's the context. The context is that's Leon's guy, right? Yeah. That's the context. That's Leon's guy. But I think they're gonna give Tom his full contract.
You think what?
5 seasons.
They're gonna let him play out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're gonna let him. Because here's the thing:
how much you got left? 2 years. 2 years left. Okay.
We've already identified that Leon makes poor decisions. We already identified that.
What do you mean? So you just called him Leon the Don.
He made a good decision today.
He always makes good decisions until it's a bad
I would say this about Leon, right? And a lot of times you see front offices make a decision and they stick with it. They go hard. They'll double down, triple down. He's like, look, Kemba Walker was a mistake. Sorry.
Correct.
You know what I mean? He's like, I know Alec Burks was being played a lot of minutes. You guys didn't like that, but Tom Thibodeau is Tom Thibodeau. So get him out of here.
Playing both sides.
He literally gave Tibbs a roster where he has to play the young guys. Yeah. Everybody's young on the team.
Yeah.
Essentially. But literally that's what Thibodeau's defense was. That's what he kept saying throughout the season. Like, he's like, people keep saying I don't play the young guys. He's like, Julius Randle's 26. RJ starts. He's 21. He's 20 years old. Quickly plays 15 minutes a game, 18 minutes a game.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. He's like Mitchell Robinson is young. Mitchell Robinson is 20, 21, 22. I think he's super young, like 20. Or
and the thing about it was Quickly and Obi was like embarrassing the coach. Like they would get in and it would be a drastic difference between them and the first unit.
Plus minus was crazy.
One thing I want to talk about too is slow news weeks for these reporters, man. We had something earlier today. We seen Cam Reddish. They saying that Cam Reddish wanted out. And he was like it was a report from Mark Berman, and he said that was cat lying, not true. These reporters
right
in the comments.
Right in the
comments, and that's the reason why Leon Rose could have a iron curtain wall between the Knicks and the media because of that.
Right.
Because they just make stories up, and you make stories up, you put players against each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I just wanted to give that little tidbit, because it happened before. It happened a couple weeks ago when they were saying like, the Knicks chose RJ. They like Grimes over RJ, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, bro,
right?
Like,
another situation.
But it's the same reporter though.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, I get it. Like you can see it. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, like.
We just gonna throw something out there.
Yeah, you just because it's New York City, you know, it's a headline. Like
people can say whatever they want now. Now they could just say whatever they want. Everybody start making thumbnails about it.
It's crazy. But
you know the funny thing with Cam Reddish, he actually played with RJ and Zion as well at Duke. I believe he was on that Duke team. He's the only small forward on the Knicks. Why doesn't he play?
Gonna play over.
The only small forward on the Knicks. Let him play with RJ.
I would love to see
Like
that.
I don't
I
just
would
don't
like to
understand the
see
Cam
RJ
Reddish
after
thing.
2.
I think Cam Reddish could be a better shooter than Fournier.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Reddish can score on all 3 levels. I've seen him do it.
It's true. He
He
needs
was
the
very
opportunity.
good in Atlanta.
And he
He
Yo,
played
came
what
to
if-
New York. He was hurt. I think Tibbs was hating on him a little bit,
Yeah, he was mad.
but that's Tibbs. I don't expect anything different.
I need that, man. I need what's my guy? Cam Reddish
RJ.
I need Cam to make sure Evan Mobley. Oh my gosh. I need Cam to make sure Evan Fournier doesn't play.
Right.
I don't want him to
It's so hard. You know how bad you gotta play to still play 30 minutes? Like, how you beat that?
I will
How
say
you
this
beat
though.
that?
Evan Fournier is a realist though. He's realistic. He's like, yo, he'll give you an answer straight. Like he like, man, we better than this team. We good. We just not putting it together. Or he'll be like, yo, we not shooting the ball well. We not making smart decisions. We're not passing. Like he say some shit.
Yeah, I agree.
He was saying some shit. So I appreciate that. But get him out of here. We don't need him. We don't need him at all.
Yo, I really like Fournier a lot. I just hate that when he has a bad game, he still has to play.
Should be on the
Like
bench.
that sucks. He should be. I agree.
Should be on the bench.
I would send him to LA for some draft picks.
I don't know.
Come on, Leon the Don. Come on.
I just like his. I just love the streakiness. He got a superpower streakiness. When he's hot, he's hot.
He's a flamethrower.
Yeah, he's good when he's hot, but the Knicks
all he has to do is sit him. That's it. Let somebody else. That's it. That will solve that problem.
Get your breath, bro.
Yeah, that will solve the problem.
What do you rather? You rather development or play for the play-in?
I just said it. I said development. If we don't make the play-in and these 3 guys have more minutes, I'm okay with that.
You don't care about Fournier, so we get him out of here.
I care about Fournier. Like I said, I like him, but
nah, if you care about development, Fournier is 30 years old. Get him out of here. Send him to LeBron, send us some draft picks, and let's just keep building.
Yo, stop saying that. Send him some draft picks. We're not sending them no draft picks with no Evan Fournier.
No, they're gonna send us draft picks.
Oh, okay. Lakers gonna send their draft picks. Yeah. Send your draft picks, LA.
They're not doing that. Pelinka's smart. Not doing that.
I'll take your draft picks, LA.
They do.
LA needs some flamethrowers,
but not at the cost of LeBron signing 2 years and we sending out 2000.
LeBron could use Evan. LeBron could use Evan Fournier.
LeBron would love Evan Fournier.
Yeah, he would send him himself. He would send him himself. He knows. He knows.
Yeah, he would definitely put Evan Fournier to use.
LeBron can do the thing with them.
All right, man. I want to talk Cavs.
LeBron's back.
LeBron's back.
I don't think so, buddy.
Oh, okay.
It's not quite.
Fix the screen, Dorm.
I'm fixing it.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So Donovan Mitchell to the Cavs. Cavs got Donovan Mitchell. Knicks ain't get him. They say we should be salty. I'm not salty. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. So, what is the Cavs rank now? They could. What do you think, Chris? Where you think they at?
I think the Cavs could get that 6th spot. I think this makes it tough for, I'll say, Chicago and Toronto. I think with the acquisition of Donovan Mitchell, this makes it tough. You have Darius Garland over there, a really, really good guard. He's emerging. I think he was an all-star last year, right?
Yeah. Him and Jared Allen was the all-star.
Yeah, you got the rim protector in Jared Allen. You got the smooth big man in Evan Mobley.
Could have been rookie of the year.
Yeah, now you got Donovan Mitchell over there. Now you got a dynamic wing scorer. You got the facilitator again in Garland. I think this moves the Cavs up right into that 6th spot. Like this to me makes them better than Chicago, and better than Toronto. So I think that both of those teams are probably going to get knocked off. See, and I think so. Where was Brooklyn at? Brooklyn was 7. Yeah. So Toronto and Chicago are going to be the two teams I think that get knocked off, and I think Cleveland and Atlanta are going to be the two teams to enter.
Well, Cleveland's a contender.
Yeah,
They're
They're gonna-
contenders
I
right
think
now, in my opinion. They're contenders, in my opinion. Like they can go to the Eastern Conference Finals. My opinion. I think they're a top 4
I
seed.
don't know.
I give
I
them-
agree.
I give them-
seed.
I agree with you. They're top 4 seed, and here's why. They, if you look at this team, they are the Jazz 2.0, just younger.
No.
Defensive big, playmaking 1, and a bunch of other just random shooters.
No.
Same team.
No.
Jared Allen is way better offensively than
Way
than
better
Rudy
offensively
Gobert.
than Rudy Gobert. And Evan Mobley is a stud. He's
Yeah.
a stud, bro.
You got the Twin Towers.
Right.
Twin
they were
Towers.
The Jazz were a 1 seed.
Okay, but you're saying that I'm not saying the Jazz
And
were bad.
we're giving him a 4. We're giving them a 4 seed.
I'm not saying
And
that
they're better.
I'm not saying that the Jazz. Yes, they're better, but I'm not saying that the Jazz.
So why they a 1 seed?
I'm saying that here's what I'm saying.
Confused.
You said that they're the Jazz 2.0. That's what
Yes.
I'm disagreeing with.
Younger.
No,
They don't have the experience.
I disagree that they're similar to the Jazz. Why? Because Evan Mobley. They don't have Twin Towers. They didn't have Twin Towers in Utah. They didn't. Evan Mobley is a stud. He's literally probably going to be the best player on his team in the next year or so. Next season, he could probably be the best. Still be the best
agree with
player.
you, but I'm talking.
Okay.
I'm talking about the people who are going to be most efficient on this team, which is Jared Allen, Garland, who's all-star. These two are all-stars. Mike Conley, all-star. Gobert, all-star.
No.
And then it.
Right.
How is it a stretch? It's the same thing.
Right.
I think
It's the same thing.
I think
They're
yeah, that
two
was
things that's
horrible.
similar.
They're not the same thing at all. And
Sorry, Henny.
and
They
Chris,
are the same thing.
And
No,
Chris,
they're not.
the Cavs will not be
Okay.
a 6. They you said 4th or 6? What you said?
I said 6. Dorm said
You
4.
said 6, okay. All right, let's dissect this a little bit, right? So they got a player who we all recognize as a star, not a superstar. He's a star, right?
Right.
Cleveland was a very good team last year. Second half, Jared Allen got hurt, kind of knocked them off their ranking in the playoffs. But they started off very good.
Steaming.
Evan Mobley was the rookie of the year until second half of the season. Scotty
Right.
Barnes came and turned it up. So you're getting a player who comes in and is going to be able to score 25 points a game. That's all I expect from him. He's a closer. He's going to be their scorer, right? Their bench, I'm not really impressed with what they have on their bench. They got Ricky Rubio, who's coming off a knee injury. I don't think he's going to be there to start camp. They got I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Isaiah Okoro. He's a defensive player. Can't do anything offensively.
He starts.
Their
Though. I
bench
think he's
just
gonna
looks
start.
Starting.
Started.
Yeah. Oh, he's starting.
Yeah, he's
They
their
have-
starting 3.
They have Seti, Karis LeVert, Love, and Rubio.
Yeah,
That's
Karis
good.
LeVert and Love coming off the bench.
I like
Karis
that.
LeVert and Love coming off the bench. I like that combination a lot more than a Curl coming off the bench because just offensively, that's too much to put on Love. I don't think he has it like that.
So with that, what you think though? You kind of changed your mind now, huh? With some new information.
Yeah, with some new information.
I don't like they bench. I love it.
Yeah, I don't think the Cavs. I don't think they got better. They got a player who's going to give you 25.
What?
Here's why. And I don't know why I haven't thought about this until today, or I would have predicted
Maybe because
this
it
trade.
doesn't make sense. But go ahead.
Sexton does everything that Donovan Mitchell does.
You know why
We
you
just
haven't
forgot
thought
because
about
he
that
was-
until today?
We just forgot because he was injured.
Oh, there you go.
So the Jazz literally got the same player but younger, They got the 14th overall pick in this year's draft out of Kansas, who's a stud, by the way. He's a great 3-and-D small forward. They picked up Larry Marketing, who's played great last year, who was also a lottery pick. And then they got 5 draft picks?
Five,
Right?
Yeah,
They
you
got,
talking about Utah?
yeah,
three unprotected and
Two
two
pick swaps.
they fleeced them.
They fleeced them.
They fleeced them, right? I don't think
Watch
Donovan
1 year they
Mitchell-
be bad and they get
Yeah,
that
like
piece.
I don't think
Somebody get injured.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell just puts them over the top like that. Honestly, in 2 years, Donovan Mitchell has a player option. I don't think any of us expect him to stay in Cleveland. He's gonna decline
You
that
never
player
know
option.
if they win, he may want to stay. Why not, right, Chris? Like if
If
they
they-
winning, you stay. You expect him to stay, or you expect him to like it's gonna be
I
like
think
Donovan
he
Mitchell
stays.
watch.
I feel like the Cavs got a young core. Why leave? You have a superstar point guard in the making.
Right.
You got a superstar big in the making.
Right.
And you could score. Darius Garland is a facilitating guard. He scores, but he facilitates.
Right.
Why not? I think it would be smart for him to stay there and build. Like you
Let's-
got the core.
Go ahead, Tony.
You got the
Let's play a
core.
quick game. I'm gonna give you a list of teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
You tell me if you have them over the Cavs. Okay. So let's start with Brooklyn.
I have the Cavs over them
Okay.
in the regular
Chris?
season. In the regular season, I have the Cavs over them.
Chris?
They have a better coach.
I don't need an explanation. We'll circle back to the ignorance. Chris?
No, I do not.
No. Penny?
No.
Boston?
No.
Yes,
Maybe.
You got
Boston's
them
better
over
than them.
Boston?
Maybe.
No.
Boston's
You got
better
the
than
Cavs
them.
over Boston?
No, I don't. I don't.
No, I
Okay.
don't. I have
Okay, you don't.
Boston
you don't.
over the
Okay.
Cavs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Philly.
No.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Not this skinny hearted.
Miami.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got the Cavs over Miami.
Yes, I have the
Yeah.
Cavs over Miami for the same reason why Henny doesn't like Boston next season, because Tyler Hero wants to start. Tyler Hero feel like he's that guy. Tyler Hero feel like he's keep missing opportunities. He's not getting opportunities, not missing it. He's not getting it, and he feels like he shouldn't be on these trade talks. Like, you know what I mean? He feel like he keep feeling like he's being disrespected. I feel like that may contribute to some chemistry issues. And then they're old, right? Like Kyle Lowry, he's not gonna play a full season, right? Jimmy Butler may not end up playing a full season, but you know, and I feel like they got lucky last season with those players they found from nowhere to contribute awesomely.
Now that they on the scout report, they ain't gonna
Yeah,
have
when
that.
you
They ain't
put
gonna
it
do the
when you
same
put it
thing.
like that, I put Cleveland over Miami.
Okay.
That's
you got
why.
the Cleve-
That's
you got the
how I.
Cleveland
That's why I see it.
Cavaliers. All right, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers over Miami, just with the addition of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I feel like they're
Okay.
one piece away. They were this one
Yeah,
piece
they were
away,
one piece away.
and they
They were
can
one
build
piece
with this
away.
core.
They were 1 seed deep they were top 1-3 seed deep in the in the season. They just
one
went
of them got
flat.
hurt. Yeah,
Yeah,
one of
they
them
just
got
went
hurt.
they just went flat. That's it.
What about Milwaukee?
No.
Milwaukee's better than them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toronto?
No,
No.
But I think with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, they could probably be able, if they have the right game plan, those two could probably contain Giannis.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about it. With
Thought
their
about it.
length and their shot blocking abilities, right? You got two
I can see
7-footers that are two shot blockers. Giannis's game is predicated on getting to the rim. And you got two, you're going to have two of the best shot blockers in the NBA standing at the rim. They can make it difficult. And you're going to have a Coro who's a pretty good defender on the wing,
okay.
right? You just
Okay.
need him to contain Giannis on the wing. Giannis is not going to
I
give you a
was
move
gonna
and
ask
shot
you.
over the top of you.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, who's gonna guard Giannis at the point of attack? Like, as
Everybody.
You could put somebody in front of him. That's
And
all
he's
you
gonna-
need. You
he's gonna
need
get
somebody-
by.
You need right, exactly. You need someone to just slow him down from trying to get to the rim, So then you can have your two twin towers meet him at the rim.
It's
All
over
you
at
gotta do
that
is
point.
slow down the Euro step. Just make it
Yes,
slower.
right,
That's it.
exactly. All you gotta
Everybody know
slow
what you're
him
gonna
down.
do.
He's gonna do his move. He's gonna get to his spot. Just slow him down.
Right.
Slow
And
him down.
You put
Instead of letting
a
him do
big
that
body
move-
on him.
Instead of letting him do that move in 1 second, make him do that move in 3 seconds. Hell of a difference.
That's it.
I'm not putting them over Cleveland,
All right, coach.
but I'm not gonna be. I won't be shocked
Over the
if
Bucks.
Cleveland. Oh yeah, over the Bucks. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't be shocked if Cleveland plays him well.
Sometimes coaches be the best player. Coaches be the best player.
When they learn down the stretch,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if Cleveland has the game plan to be able to contain him.
All
I
right.
wouldn't be shocked.
So I got Cleveland. I got Cleveland in the 9th and 8th spot.
Huh?
I have them 5th, by the way, after this whole
5th?
thing. I
Okay.
have them 5th now, instead of 6th.
I have Miami ahead of them. Because again, I said that they just added Donovan Mitchell, right? That it may mean a lot to you guys, but I'm looking at it like a lot of the reason that they were winning so many games is because they had such a big lineup. Larry Marketing 7 feet, Evan Mobley 7 feet, and Jared Jackson is 7 feet. That impacted a lot of what they were able to do last year, and they're not going to have that lineup anymore.
I got a question, Tony.
Yeah.
Didn't you say Donovan Mitchell could do it by himself?
I said, let's see. I didn't say he could because I've never seen him do it. I said, let's see if he can do it. Obviously, we won't have the opportunity to see it, but these are the teams I have. I have Miami. I have Boston. I have Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Toronto. Got to have my Chicago team in there. I think Chicago's going to come in and make more.
Oh, my gosh. I can't wait to. Okay.
Yo, I feel like we all need to make our top 8.
I told him last year that Chicago was going to be better than the Knicks. He didn't believe me.
Wait, y'all talking at the same time. Say that again, Tone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dorm told me that the Knicks was going to be better than Chicago last year. I took a flyer and told him Chicago was going to be great, and they had a good season. But I got Chicago, I got Philly, and I got Cleveland and Atlanta playing for that last spot, that 8th spot.
Atlanta.
I don't see it.
Yeah, they better.
I could be wrong.
For sure.
Before, but
So
not a
you
lot.
have so you have Toronto. So you have Toronto and Chicago making it.
Absolutely. Not even a question. Toronto has one of the best coaches in the Eastern Conference.
They do. They really do.
Yeah, but a disgruntled star.
Who's disgruntled?
Is that true?
Pascal Siakam. That is true.
That's not what he was saying at Rico Hines. He's been talking about how he loved the entire organization being out there playing with those guys.
Lied.
Check my sources. Don't worry.
I was watching it. I heard it come out his mouth.
They probably talked to him, say the politically correct, but he's disgruntled.
I guess.
I keep forgetting about Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, we forget about Scotty Barnes. Like let's start to respect that man.
Scotty Barnes is like that.
Him and Pascal alone.
He is. He is like that.
Scotty's like that.
He's hungry. That boy is.
How do you score?
Yeah,
that's
what's gonna take. That's what's gonna take Toronto so far.
You got a good coach, and you can play. Like that's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, the defense is gonna take them.
I didn't even mention OG.
Oh, he's out of there though. He's out of there. He doesn't want to be
there. Yeah. If someone goes, it's gonna be OG.
Yeah, OG's out of there.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think so. If someone leaves, because they paid VanVleet. Did they pay Siakam?
Yeah, Siakam.
Siakam got a check.
Yeah, he paid.
Siakam got paid. Scotty, and there's no way they ain't letting Scotty go nowhere.
They won't.
He's gonna get paid. OG's the only one he's gonna probably want a bag. I don't even know. Did he get paid? I don't know how much he got paid, but
I don't know if he's got paid.
His contract is up. Let me go see.
Man. All right, fellas.
He'll get paid.
Y'all really don't agree with the Utah 2.0 better?
No.
Nah, that was bad.
It's literally the same team with Donovan Mitchell, a point guard that makes and a center that plays defense.
Yeah,
but Jared Jackson is so much like the reason it's so bad.
Jared Jackson,
because Jared Jackson is so much better.
Who's Jared Jackson?
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said 2.0, but better.
And
Yeah,
they
but
don't
this-
have a Mobley. So they're like,
Right.
it's not even a comparison.
Better, but that is.
So you could just say
I
that
don't
with a
get
bunch of teams, bro. That's like such a vague thing. So
No,
any
you can't.
hold on. So it's like any playmaking point guard with a defensive big is like Utah.
How many
2.0.
are there? How many are there? Go ahead.
Playmaker with a defensive big. Where Chris Paul at? Chris Paul playmaker. defensive big.
DeAndre plays defense because he.
Yeah, he does.
Okay,
So you got a playmaker, a defensive big.
he doesn't play defense.
DeAndre Ayton.
No, he does not play defense.
He doesn't.
So-
have a dome. I'm
so-
sorry, I can't.
Next.
So
He's the reason why they lost.
Okay, hold on. Trey Young and Clint Capella,
No.
defensive big and a playmaking point guard.
No.
I don't
But
understand.
better.
I don't
This
understand
is
what
this is
you're saying no
my
about.
point. Like,
Yeah,
That's
It's
not
like-
the
no
same.
argument with
They
that.
have no
okay,
two guard.
here go. Timberwolves. Playmaking point guard D'Lo and Rudy Gobert. And Anthony F. Edwards. But better. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Terrible.
You right.
If you're a GM, or not even, you're the fan of your team, let's do that. If you're the fan of your team, would you want them to build through the draft or build through free agency?
That's a good
Tone,
question.
start us off. Tone, start it off. You go first.
Free agency or draft?
Nah, I take that back. I take that back. Chris, you go first. I feel the way he already started off condescending enough for me, and it was too much. I couldn't take it, Chris. I couldn't take it. Chris, start me off, bro. What you doing?
I mean, it's difficult because I feel like it all depends on the situation you in, right?
Yeah.
Like if I have a superstar on my team already, right, that I've gotten through the draft, at that point, I'm gonna have to go out and get some free agents.
Right.
But if I feel like if I'm starting from scratch,
Right.
I feel like I'm gonna build through the draft. But I will develop, and see how well the development goes. And if we're gelling, I would see if I could go get a free agent that could gel with this group, right?
How much time?
And I
How
feel
much
like-
time that is? How much time? You said you know what I mean? Like you're seeing how long you
True.
seeing?
So, because you've seen it. You believe it or not, you've seen it with even Golden State, right? They built, right? They built. You built with Steph. You built with Clay. You built with Dre. Then they went out there in 2013 and they went and signed Iguodala. You know
Tell
what
me
I'm
another
saying?
team that did that.
Boston.
Yeah, you had. Let me see.
Yo, do y'all see his face?
Nah, I was waiting to hear the other team.
You said another team. I said it. I gave you another team.
Nah, Chris was thinking of another team.
Nah, he wasn't. He was just looking at you.
Oh, okay.
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
I feel like when you look at, let's say, like even Toronto, you built through the draft, added Kawhi. Same thing, same result. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you could build through the draft and then you could add that free agent that can come along. And Golden State did it again. Like they still had to do it again to stay alive with KD. Like you had to do it again. You had to find who was going to be able to gel and mesh with your core. So I feel like that's what it's all about. You got to find that superstar that you can add once you build through the draft.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what, even with the Knicks, right? You have to see where it could go first. Like RJ had 3 years. You're going to continue to develop, see where it goes. If you have a culture in New York where it's working, but you still know that you need one more piece to get you over the hump, you got to go hunting for that superstar free agency that will propel the Knicks over the top or wherever your team is to that mountaintop. Like it's been done. So I feel like for sure, I think it's definitely a combination of both. So it's hard for me to say choosing one over the other, but I feel like you probably do have to start in the draft.
So if you had to pick, if you had to pick, you had 2013 LeBron ready to sign with you, or you got the number one pick. Which one you doing?
You said 2000 what?
13 LeBron.
2013 LeBron?
Ready to sign with you and the number one pick right now.
I'll probably go with 2013 LeBron. He's the best player in the NBA.
So free agency.
That situation.
Right, but I'm saying it also depends on your situation, right? If you don't have the opportunity, right? LeBron, why would LeBron want to come to my team if I don't got nobody?
True. Just saying.
Why? Right. That's what I'm saying.
Or.
But that goes into it too. You got to look at it like that. It's not just going to be like, oh, hey, we're here. Come on down, LeBron. We ain't got nobody, but I'm just going to get LeBron to sign. Like when he went to Miami, he didn't just go to Miami. He went and go with D Wade, go with Chris Bosh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was, he had an incentive to go there.
Right.
So if I'm just going to sign 2013 LeBron by himself, is that really an incentive for LeBron to really come? Realistically, is LeBron going to come? No. So
okay,
I'll be taking that number one draft pick looks more realistic in that situation.
Well, let me ask you this, just to hit on that, because you're right. I mean, 2013 LeBron would be tough, but what if you drafted Michael Jordan with that draft pick?
What? What's the difference?
What do you mean?
What's the difference between 2013 LeBron and Michael Jordan?
Just a younger GOAT.
Here's what it is, right? You don't know what the draft pick is going to be, right? And you're saying that you would start through the draft, going into it not knowing, right? Which is fine. And he positioned it as, well, let's say you know that you can get LeBron James.
Right.
Does that strategy of going into the draft not knowing still matters? Now, you could go into the draft not knowing and draft Michael Jordan. You can go into that draft not knowing and draft Shaquille O'Neal, right?
And
or you can get the guy that you know has a history of producing, has won MVP, scoring titles, whatever their resume is. It doesn't have to be LeBron, but player A is the best player at the time. You can get him, or you can give me the draft picks and obtain him. In that situation, what are you doing? Are you giving me the draft picks for that type of player? It doesn't got to be LeBron, just somebody of that magnitude. Let's use that as the example.
So it all depends.
Still building through the draft.
It all depends on the player that's coming out, though. I would have to do my homework and see if any of the players coming out are really worth taking a betting on. You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking at Shaquille O'Neal coming out of college, I'm betting on Shaquille.
Yeah.
We're taking Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Michael Jordan coming out of college. I'm taking Michael Jordan. If it's LeBron coming out of high school, I'm taking LeBron. Yeah. KG coming out of high school, I'm taking KG.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would have to do my homework and see if it's a player of that caliber coming out.
Right.
But if it's not, then I would go with 2013 LeBron and try to get a couple of free agents to come with him. Like I would do that. But if it's a player of that magnitude who I know is gonna be a long-term investment,
right?
I'm absolutely gonna go through the draft.
What's your take on this?
If I'm bringing those free agents, that's gonna be a couple, maybe 3-4 years of success, and that's not gonna last that long. We win, everybody's gone. Okay. I mean, if we lose, everybody's gone.
So you build through the draft, okay?
Yeah.
So everybody knows, if you don't know, I'm a Knicks fan, and I've just been hurt with free agency. We've been signing people way past their prime. So, and in the draft now, we got a new regime. We've drafted players that we don't even play. So I'm stuck in between.
Purgatory.
Purgatory. I don't know.
Worst place to be.
Which evil I'm gonna pick. But I would probably say draft. Only because they're still good. At least they're still good, and there's a chance that they may pan out versus a free agent who comes in, who gives you hope, and they're past their prime. They're not who they used to be. They're just here for our money. That's it. That's So I'll
That's
take the
funny.
draft.
They here for that deal.
Yeah, I'll take the
Yeah,
draft.
I'm not trading 4 or 5 picks for no player that's not an all-time great player. You got to be an all-time great player.
Right.
Or
I
I
agree.
have to be one step away from contending. Because if I'm one step away
Yeah.
from contending and being a legitimately top 5 team in the NBA, top 6, 7 team in the NBA, I would take that because then I can just go get some role players because I'm role players away. You know what I'm saying? I should just be a role player away, a few role players away in a solid system. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about the Donovan Mitchell joint. Them Woj put out that let me go. Let me go. I wanted to put this on the pod, but I'm gonna read this. I ain't gonna be able to
I
put it
saw
up.
I saw this.
But I'm gonna read this real quick. Tony, you gonna like this. At the start, this is Woj. At the start of trade talks in July, New York offered Utah a Donovan Mitchell package, including RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and 3 unprotected first-round picks. Jazz turned down that offer, and Robinson signed a $60 million extension to stay with New York. So, you know Woj is in the CAA pocket. You know he worked for Leon Peoples, or whatever the case may be. So you know
for
Leon.
the Knicks
told
to
him to put that
offer
out.
for the Knicks to offer that
Yeah,
is insane.
insane.
Like again, like so for them to offer something like that, I don't know what direction you're going in. Like what?
I don't know what direction you're going in. I don't. Why would you ever?
Why would you do
Huh?
something like that?
That is
insane. That is such a setback. Like you were setting the entire franchise back.
First of all, I feel like it's disrespectful. I feel like it's disrespectful for them to think that we will believe that. You think I believe that? So you just put that. Whoa, you put that out so Knicks fans wouldn't riot, right? Because you don't believe that we believe that. Like we not that dumb. Because if that's true, then Leon gotta go. Somebody, whoever put that together, gotta go. Right? That's insane.
But here's the thing: we know that that's true.
Nah, it can't be true.
You see that?
You don't want to believe. You don't want to believe it.
I can't believe that.
That's just Nick fandom. Like we know that's true. I mentioned that earlier in the show. Leon Rose has already shown you that he has a history of making bad decisions. That was a bad decision. And I think that you guys just need to be happy that the Jazz said no.
If that was offered, why would the Jazz decline
not take that?
Because I'm happy that we went there. I don't want to stay on this too long. The Cavs package is better than that by a lot.
I disagree.
How?
Colin Sexton would have been the best player offered.
So you feel like Colin Sexton is better than RJ Barrett?
You get a power
off of an ACL injury?
Based off of the numbers?
Yeah.
He's better than him. He's better than him one-on-one, but not all 3 and 3 unprotected.
No, but that's what I'm saying to you. The package is similar. It's just they got
it's not similar.
14.
Bro.
It's not similar at all.
Hear what I'm saying to you. The Knicks were gonna give up Obi and RJ, right? And draft picks.
And Toppin.
What did they get? They got
Toppin.
No, Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, and
Toppin and RJ and 3 unprotected.
That's insane.
And this is what I just said. They got
Sexton and 3 unprotected.
No.
Pick
they got the 14th overall lottery pick this year. Remember, they got the lottery pick from Minnesota as well. So their whole youth movement is moving. They got a 7-foot small forward in Larry Marketing, who's only 24 years old, and they got Colin Sexton, who's only 24 years old.
Yeah, RJ is 21.
Any better than Obi Toppin isn't playing. Obi Toppin isn't better than Larry Marketing.
He's better than
Mitchell
Larry Marketing.
is not better than Larry Marketing.
They're
and
both
they got
better than Larry Marketing.
We don't know. He don't get the minutes, but when he did play,
we know.
Right.
We know he's better than both of them. That Larry Marketing, he's not better than either one of those players. Sorry. You know that. Stop.
So they got the same package, and they got young players who are better. Period.
This guy's drunk. Every episode, this guy's just drinking.
and they got Colin Saxon on a cheaper deal. That's a no-brainer.
Bro, he first of all, that 18
RJ
mil might
didn't
be a
even
lot.
sign. RJ didn't even sign. That was the cheaper deal.
I understand what you're saying, but they got him on a cheaper deal, got the same amount of draft picks and more players. They got a lottery pick this year in this year's draft.
Yeah, they got 2 pick swaps, 3 unprotected first round picks, and the pick that Cleveland just picked last season. This season that just passed.
Think about this. They got 2 lottery picks this year.
It was like 5 or 6, essentially.
They got 2 lottery picks that was in this year's draft.
True.
Come on, that's the best rebuild that you could probably start. But back to the draft and free agency, right? I just wanted to dig into that a little deeper. So here's the thing with draft picks, and this is why, for me, just so that everyone listening and watching knows, I'm always going through free agency or trying to orchestrate a trade. A draft pick's value is only based off of what the media and the fans and the teams value them as.
Right.
That's not good to me.
Mm-hmm.
If Henny tells me that, hey, Anthony Bennett's the best player in the world,
Right.
now I use my number 1 draft pick on Anthony Bennett. He's been out the league 6 months after he was in the league.
By the way, that was one of the most shocking number 1 picks. Like I was at the TV, I was confused. Like I was like,
who was drafted after him?
Victor Oladipo.
That's a nasty draft. Who drafted after him?
Otto Porter.
Oh my God, that draft is awful.
Was
Those
that
are top
2014?
3. That's awful. What year is that?
2013.
Yeah.
Are you looking at it right now, Tone?
Yeah.
Who else?
Right now.
Keep going. Keep running off that draft.
Guess who got drafted at 15?
Donovan Mitchell.
So you got Otto Porter.
Giannis. Yep. Giannis was drafted 15. CJ was drafted number 10.
So let's highlight this, right? Giannis
That's
is
a
drafted
nasty
at
draft,
15 in this same draft, right? And the number 1 draft pick was Anthony Bennett. So as an organization,
hold on, Tone. Can you just run through the 14 names? I need to hear these lottery picks. I need to hear it.
You got Anthony Bennett, Victor Oladipo, Otto Porter, Cody Zeller, Alex Lynn,
Oh my God.
Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore,
Oh my God.
KCP.
What is this draft?
Trey Burke, CJ McCollum, Michael Carter Williams.
Yo, we haven't said an all-star yet.
Steven Adams.
We haven't said an all-star yet.
Shabazz Muhammad.
Oh my gosh. That has to be one of the worst drafts ever. We haven't said an all-star yet.
Don't
Am I
worry.
tripping?
You get one at 15, Giannis.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. But you just went through a whole lottery without an all-star. That is nasty business.
Yeah.
And you don't get to another all-star until pick number 27. Can you guess who that was?
Who? Rudy Gobert?
Clay?
Yep, Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert?
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yo, my God.
It's bad.
That is awful. What draft is that?
2013.
That is probably the worst draft ever.
Here's the thing about it. The media would have made you think that was just like they do every year. Oh, these kids are the best coming up, whatever. So if you're going into a draft like, okay, I'm going to build my franchise around this, and you draft one of those top 13 players, you may get lucky and get the 15th pick and get Giannis and your organization is good forever. But the chances are so slim. The chances are slim. I'd rather go get a player who I know is putting up 25 and trade them my number 1 pick. You know why? Because they'll take a number 1. A number 1 pick is like one of the most valuable things in the league.
Yeah.
I'll give you my number 1 pick for this guy.
This draft was really disgusting.
That sounds bad.
That we make the value on the picks, and it's one of those things where it's like these players could all be bad. Listen to this. Andrea Bargnani. I remember this. I used to love this guy. Adam Morrison, Tyrese Thomas, Sheldon Williams. That's Candace Parker's husband. Brandon Roy, Randy Foye, Rudy Gay, Patrick O'Brien.
Oh, just stop.
What draft is this?
This is 06.
2005.
Six.
Ooh, close.
Okay, but that's just the.
06.
All right. Okay. So devil's advocate, right?
Yep.
You need a good scout team, right? That's a good organization have good scouters, good scouting, right? So
That's 15 teams with no good scouts, boy.
that's
a lot.
bad.
That's half the league.
That's 14 teams.
But
Only
I
one.
mean, today
Actually, it's
how often are drafts that bad?
It's not that bad often.
true.
It's not.
True.
Wait,
That's only
bad,
2
often.
years. That's only 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like the next year after 2013, you got Andrew Wiggins, Joel Embiid, Marcus Smart, Julius Randle, Zach LaVine, Nurkic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like drafts weren't that. Like it's not that often.
That one hurt, but that one hurt.
Well,
Like,
I mean, Tony's
it's a
saying,
little more recent.
Tony's
In
saying,
2017,
go ahead.
Philly had the number 1 pick.
Philly.
They drafted Fultz.
yeah, but he had some.
He had a whole campaign on why he should be the first number 1 pick. He cheated
Correct.
that one.
They built him up like
To his defense, though,
He had a
Markelle
nerve
Fultz
issue.
He was like that.
He was like that.
He was like that. Like he had a problem with his. Yeah, he had a nerve issue. Like that. I feel like that's just something you can't do. You can't do anything about that.
But I think that's a part of his point, though. It's like
I agree with you.
They're random.
Right.
I agree with you, but here's the thing. If I call a team and say, hey, I had the number 1 draft pick in the draft this year, send me some compensation. Teams are like, oh, number one pick is like probably the most valuable thing in the NBA. You give the team an opportunity to have the number 1 pick and they feel like, oh, I have a chance to make an impact. You give it to them and you take their players because you know what their players are going to be. Markelle Fultz could have turned into, who else is in it? Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
That's the thing, though, right? Because it was Lonzo. Was it Lonzo then Jason Tatum?
It was Lonzo then Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 good picks.
De'Aaron Fox.
No,
De'Aaron Fox.
those are 2 good picks.
That's a solid pick.
Josh Jackson's after that.
The Knicks drafted Frank Ntilikina.
Phil Jackson did that. He's not a Knick. Phil Jackson did that.
See, this is why I need to be a scout because when I saw him working out, I said he is average. I said I don't know why.
Frank?
I don't know. Yeah.
Frank
yeah,
Ntilikina went before Donovan Mitchell. He went before Bam Adebayo. That's very bad.
Enough.
Oh my gosh.
But that's it right there, though, Tony. Like, you got to draft these players, so you need your draft picks, right? Every team.
Throw that away. I don't need my draft pick.
You don't need draft.
They should have stripped it from us.
Oh my God.
You need it because look, you just said Bam, right? You look at Miami, right?
Bam, Jason Tatum.
Tony, here you go right here. Here you go right here.
Mitchell at a point.
Here you go right here, Chris. Here you go. Tone, what's your top 5 teams in the East right now?
My top 5 teams in the league?
East.
In the East, Brooklyn, Boston, Philly, Miami, and Milwaukee.
All of those players, best player was drafted besides Brooklyn. Now, what's
all of those teams'
best player
was drafted?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to say Miami, you have Bam, who's their best player. That's debatable. But if you want to say Miami best player is Jimmy Butler, cool. 3 out of those 2 teams, they drafted their best players drafted, right? So when you go into the
such a good turn of events. I was on Tony's side. I agreed with him. Then you just came with this one.
Now, if you continue to go down the list, right? You have who if you have who you call it, Cavs. All their players are. I mean, Darius Garland is drafted. Hold on, Darius Garland is drafted.
He's the only one.
Hold on,
Darius and Evan Mobley and Okoro. So 3 out of their 5 starting lineups is drafted. That's a fact, right? Now we go to the West. Who's your top teams in the West?
Go to the champions,
bro. Real quick, I'm just trying to understand.
No. I got it.
What's your point?
Just work with me here. Who's the top teams in the West? Top 5.
Golden State, the Lakers, Clippers, Phoenix Suns, New Orleans Pelicans.
What?
No,
I mean, pick a team. You can pick any team you want. I don't know.
Last year, it was Phoenix. Their best player is Devin Booker, drafted. Number 2, Memphis,
Best player.
drafted.
Boom.
Third team, Golden State, drafted. Dallas, Luka, drafted. Utah, 5th, drafted. Denver has Jokic. He was traded.
This is crazy. Why didn't
he was traded rookie year?
That was so good. That was crazy.
All right, 7th team, best player, Cat, drafted.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, drafted. 8th best team. Who was the 8th?
New Orleans.
Zion, drafted.
Allegedly.
Bro, I'm trying to understand.
What I'm saying is that
what's it not to understand, Tony?
So
if you're gonna be in the playoffs, and if you're gonna be I'm gonna break it down to you. So in case you're not understanding, if you want to win consistently in the playoffs, it's clear that you need to draft well. So you need your draft picks to draft well. We just went through a bunch of teams, right? And out of those 16 teams or 15 teams, there's 3 teams or so that didn't draft their best player. It's not that many. So I mean, that doesn't sound like a recipe for winning. And if you look at the last 30 years of players who won championships, the best player outside of LeBron James, and Kevin Durant,
and Kawhi,
those 3 players,
I called it.
They were drafted by their teams. If you even go all the way back to Larry Bird and Magic, literally all those championships because you had Larry Bird and Magic who was winning, and then at the end of the 80s it was Isaiah Thomas. Then you had the beginning. Hold on.
No,
I'm not done killing you. I'm not done killing you.
You have a valid point.
All right.
I'm trying to help you.
Trying to help me.
You are onto a great point.
All
You're
right.
wrong a little bit.
I'm wrong.
But you're onto a great point.
Okay.
So let me just elaborate on this, right? So obviously teams have to draft, right? It's just a part of the business. What I'm saying is I think it's better to trade the unknown for players that you know who's going to score, right? Or not score, who's going to be impactful.
Right.
The 3-peat Lakers drafted Kobe. Shaq was the best player in the playoffs. He was not drafted there. Okay. The Detroit Pistons. Chauncey Billups, I believe he was drafted in
He wasn't drafted
Denver.
there. He wasn't drafted there.
He wasn't, right? So he wasn't drafted there. The Dallas Mavericks, their best player was drafted there. Obviously, LeBron was there for 10 years straight. So 10 playoffs straight. We know his story. So there's a lot of inconsistencies with that, right?
But
there's a lot of holes.
There's aberrations. That's what they are.
Correct.
Aberrations.
Correct.
So
big word, people. Look it up.
So
in those cases,
there are exceptions.
A lot of those championship
Hold on. So those players that you named were exceptions, right? Those are exceptions to the rule. So if something's only happening 20% of the time, that's an exception, or 10% of the time it's an exception. I would rather go with what's happening 80% of the time. So if I'm betting,
trying to stop you.
If I'm betting, hold on. If I'm betting, right, I'm gonna go with
continue.
What wins more, and what wins more is when you build through the draft. That's just true.
So now let's go. Now because
I just gave you all the way from the 80s all the way to the 2022 last year champions.
Perfect, and I'm happy that you wanted to continue to go. I tried to help you. So now we're gonna go through the list from 2000. Okay,
right.
2000, the Lakers won the championship. Shaq
Kobe
was on that team. He was not drafted there.
But Kobe
2001, Lakers. Shaq was on that team. He was not drafted there.
Kobe, and they played against Allen Iverson, who was drafted there.
On that team, and he was not drafted there. 2003, San Antonio, Tim Duncan was drafted there. The Detroit Pistons, Chauncey, none of them were drafted there. Okay. San Antonio Spurs, drafted. Miami Heat, drafted. It depends if you're gonna. Yeah, I'll give that to D-Wade. San Antonio Spurs.
Oh my God, and you disrespectful.
San Antonio Spurs, drafted. Boston Celtics, not drafted. Lakers.
Their best player was drafted there.
Paul Pierce was
their best player was drafted there.
Okay, drafted. Lakers drafted. Lakers drafted. Dallas drafted. Miami not drafted. Miami not drafted. Spurs,
You saying that's their best player, right? Their best player,
yeah.
right? Okay, so this
Yeah.
is what I'm
That goes
saying.
back to my point. That goes back to my point, though.
Yeah, go,
I
Chris.
said you drafted D Wade, right? And you built around your best player.
Exactly. So Jerry West.
You still brought LeBron over to Miami.
Correct.
D Wade.
Correct.
Who they drafted.
Correct.
But we're talking about the best player on the team being drafted there. That's what we're talking about. That's why he mentioned Larry. I don't want to stray away from that. I'm almost done with this list, but that's why he mentioned Urban Jackson. Like, you know what I mean?
That was
so let's continue.
But that point stands as well. Hold on, that point stands as well. That point is in conjunction.
Point does stand as well.
It's in conjunction.
Let's just finish out this list.
Okay.
So Golden State 2015 drafted. Cavs not drafted. Golden State Warriors drafted. Golden State Warriors drafted.
Whoa! LeBron was drafted to Cleveland.
Exactly. And Kyrie was drafted.
So
Kyrie was drafted. Kyrie was drafted to Cleveland.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah, that counts.
I'll give that. All right, drafted.
Yeah, you done.
Toronto, not drafted.
What do you mean? They drafted, huh?
Nah, Kawhi was the best player in the world.
Yeah, Kawhi is the best player, right? But
so is that
Siakam was there. They drafted. Fred VanVleet was there. I believe they drafted.
Was the best player there drafted?
He wasn't drafted there. I think he was
Fred VanVleet?
Yeah, unsigned.
Yeah, he unsigned.
Was the best player there drafted?
Nah.
By the team?
No.
Not the best player.
Which means that he was acquired through either free agency
but the
or
best
trade.
player came there because of the drafts that they had. And that is the important fact. The best player came there because of the draft. Because hold on.
Because I'm almost done with this list.
All right, bro. Finish your list, bro. Finish your list.
Right. But what you said was that the teams that have won historically have drafted their best player. That's what you said.
For the most part, yes.
Going down the list.
For the most part, yes.
Because you said that it doesn't happen a lot.
So hold on, let me ask you a question.
Through the list and showed a lot of different times that it happened.
No,
so
for the most
these
part,
last three teams because you're right. You're right. I don't want to argue. You're right. 2020 Lakers, not drafted. 2021 Bucks drafted, and 2022 Golden State Warriors drafted.
So they drafted. So out of those 22 years,
drafted one.
Correct. I would say that.
What are we talking about?
I would say that there
yo,
a lot more.
Yo,
what are we talking about here?
Drafted one. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot more than these just like one-offs.
Killing me.
It's not
so you saying that same thing that Donovan was saying about them drafted
and
players?
That's why I was trying to tell him to stop. Because he was going somewhere that he would have destroyed everything. That's why I was telling him to stop, because he had a great point. Listen, guys, drafting is important. If you're building a team, drafting is important. Do I value draft picks? I don't. I've seen a lot of organizations make mistakes with draft picks.
Right.
To HB's point, the organization matters, because if you have a bad organization, you're probably not going to do well in the draft. The good organizations are those teams that can get the 20th, 30th pick,
right,
second round picks, and they turn into Hall of Famers, like the San Antonio Spurs and Golden State Warriors. But
you digress.
That's what we got.
All right. Eyes on Podium podcast, episode 14, not 40 yet, 14, and Tony's drunk again for like the 5th straight episode. He's drunk. I don't know what he's on. I don't know what he's doing, but he's tripping. But that's why we're gonna name this episode. What's wrong with Showtime Tone? What is he on? What is he on?
The episode is Draft 1. I know.
All right, man. Episode 14. We appreciate you. You got anything to tell them, Henny?
Absolutely not. I think the Jazz, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a 2.0 Jazz team, and I'm sticking to my guns.
All right, but you have something else to tell them, though.
Oh yeah, we won by 33.
Oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Listen, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you. We're everywhere. I don't know what's wrong with this
30.
guy, Henny.
We won
He's
by
on drugs.
30.
He's talking
won
about
by
his
30.
intramural game that he be playing with Chris. That
30.
Don't disrespect. Don't get disrespectful.
Yeah,
He wasn't playing it so
See,
bad.
I
He
was
wasn't
on
playing
your
it
side for 2
so
seconds.
bad. Look
So
at
you
him.
try to downplay
Look at
that
him. He
shit.
want to play it so bad. Look at him. He
I do
gotta
want to
go.
play. I do want to play.
He gotta go. No refs at his game. He gotta call his own fouls. What is that?
Yo, Henny,
What is that?
Yo, Henny, let's draft him. Let's draft him.
Yeah, draft me, baby.
Wow.
We're full. Let's see what other free agents is out there.
That's crazy. That's disrespectful.
Is Keith
That's
busy?
tough.
It's Keith's busy. Man, we're out of here, man.
At the corner for the three, nobody noticed. Catch me out in traffic, keep it Kyrie when I'm closing. No one should be talking, keep your eyes on the podium. No one should be talking, yeah, eyes on podium. Open at the corner for the three, nobody noticed. Catch me out in traffic, keep it Kyrie when I'm closing. No one should be talking, keep your eyes on the podium. No one should be talking.